Wow. I'm thinking about a flashback growing up, you know, and, being in the ghetto in the neighborhood, we have a lot of urban legends, a lot of stories. And the stories I tell you are stories that I have my own personal experience. A few of them are real, a lot of them I get from other content, you know, I always give credit to. But this is one of those stories where I can tell you it's real because I was part of it. Well, living in the Bronx, like I mentioned, there's a lot of stuff going on. And I remember when I was on 166, Roberto Clemente Junior High School. Like, it's right across the street where I lived at, like around Sherman or Sheridan, you know. If anyone from the Bronx, New York, probably know what I'm talking about. There was this old house, right? When I walked down the block. And to this day, that old house still exists. That same old house. And around it is buildings and the bodegas. Yeah, we know the bodegas. 2 blocks is like the Concourse Plaza Mall, you know, where there's another urban legend about that, which will be another story for another time. But meanwhile, I'll call this tale that old red house. So, funny thing is, one Halloween, when I was in junior high school, I was in sixth grade, and it's like pretty much my final year going to Roberto Clemente, going to be graduating. And before graduation, we decided, you know what? We talk about that old red house that looks so condemned, but we never see anybody coming in and out of that old house. Outside looked nice, you know, but still was boarded up, you know. Like it doesn't look like it been through a fire or anything. It was just old and boarded up. We'll never know why it was boarded up, but we know these strange symbols around that house. Like something like voodoo. I remember watching like horror movies, you know, and you guys know I love my horror movies. I see symbols like that, you know, in a horror movie one time. And for some reason, I saw that symbol in that old red house on the boards, on the wooden board of that house. And I was wondering, are they trying to seal something in that house? I mean, it's like nobody never touched that house. I never see anybody go in and out, like I mentioned. So I told my friends, since we're going to graduate, let's do something crazy, right? Let's go inside that old red house. Why not? So we wait like early in the morning, where most it was really hard to go do something crazy like that when there's people around the street, especially bodegas smoking their weed and hanging around. So we wait for the right time to do it. Well, one day it was raining hard, a nice stormy night. I told my friends, call them. I say, this is the perfect time to do this. It's raining. A lot of people from the hood, they're going to be inside their building, locked in their apartments. They're not going to come out. We have a few cars passing by, a few people walking by, but still, it was a quiet, rainy night. And the streets were flooded with water. We had thunderstorms. You know, and I said, let's do this. Let's just do this now. This is the time right now. So me and my friends, we got a crowbar, screwdriver, you know, kept a little tools with us just in case we had to defend ourselves. You know how it is in the hood, right? So let's walk around that house a bit, let's shake around and see what we could do. So the door was locked. We wasn't getting through that. So I said, let's go to the back of the house, right? We want to go to the front because we want to be obvious, you know what I'm saying? So we went to the back of the house, and we decided to open one of the wooden, trying to break in to see if there's anybody in there, cause it was quiet. We was listening to see if there was any noise. It was quiet, like so. We opened one of the wooden boards, I say cardboard, excuse me. But again, this is not really a creepy pasta. This is like a true story I'm telling you guys and gals. So we were able to open one board, and there was a window, dusty and messy as fuck. So then we figured out, yeah, definitely there's nobody inside that fucking house. Who's gonna leave their window dirty like that? So we tried to open it, it was tight. And once we got the window open, right, this black dust popped out of the fucking window, and we were coughing as fuck, me and my homeboys, you know. And I even threw up. That's how musty and dirty this mist came out, you know. It was like a black mist, and I kid you not. Um, when we opened the window, we see inside, right? For some reason, me and my friends decided not to go inside the house because now we became scared as shit. There was nobody around the streets. Like I said, it was raining, storming, and we had the opportunity to go inside the house. Go inside through that window, but for some reason, in our mind, we didn't want to do it. But we had flashlights, so we use our flashlights. Like see what's inside. We see tables. We see like an old TV, but it looks broken. Because we saw like a crack. But I didn't stick my head through the window. Then when I put my flashlight to like a hallway, we see another table, and it looked like the kitchen because I see a sink. So of course it has to be a kitchen. So my friend said, "Yo, go through, go inside, see what you could get. Let's see what happens." But my mind told me not to do it now. I kind of like, in a way, chicken out. But when I turned the flashlight, I saw a man got up like a built man, but I didn't see no face. It was all shadowy looking. When I saw that, we ran as fuck, me and my homeboys. And my friend said, "Where you going?" I told him, "I see a man, I see a man, let's get out of it." So me and my friend, we just ran. The window's still open, the wooden board is on the floor. We ran as fuck, you know. And ever since that day, I am scared as shit. So when I got back to my apartment, you know, decided to look at the window one day, that nice, dark, stormy rain. And as being a horror movie lover, that was my type of weather, right? But across the street from where I live at, there's a park. And I see that same image figure of that dark man, like a silhouette, because I see it straight and it looked like he was looking at my window, he knew where I fucking live. And I became scared as shit. I just closed the blind and I just didn't want to look at the window. But then I decided, do it again. Me being a little risk taker, a little, well, guess I'm not a risk taker, but still, I was curious. So I looked through the little blind, little peek, and what the fuck? The fucking shadow figure was right by my fucking window. Holy shit. I went in my bed covered in the sheets. No one thing, my window was fucking closed. But fuck it. I went back looking at the window a second time around, Like, you know what I mean? Like, make that a third time around. Excuse me about that. But still, the horror of it all, man. That's something I will never forget.